Sure. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh,
You know what, it's getting confused because.
Okay, I'm gonna start, I'm gonna let him in.
Yes, please do. Hey guys, come on over, grab your coloring.
I'm gonna let him in. You. Admit.
Hi. I'm Suzanne.
Hey, I'm Mike.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
do we want to put tables together or all comfortable like this?
Either one.
Like you or something? Hello, welcome.
Oh my gosh, I can't spell.
Okay.
Did the volume work on that?
It did.
Okay.
It originally did.
Good, good.
Can you hear us? Or are we muted? No, we're not muted.
Hold on so that they can see it. Okay.
Maybe not.
Testing, testing.
Can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, great. Where's my beautiful?
I love it.
Thank you. I don't know if you can tell, but art was definitely my best.
Can hear you, but cannot unmute. Okay, thanks, Justin.
Uh-oh.
Well, I would like to say too. Your body's not getting figured out.
We're just gonna see if anybody else joins us either virtually or in person. We have a few people in person here. And a few people virtually.
And one person by the computer eating some snacks that's making very much crackling noises.
I'm just making them jealous for not being here to eat the chocolate Teddy Grahams.
That's right. I appreciate some mini bear grams.
Well, you can't call them Teddy Grahams. I was gonna hit up Costco, but
Miami.
it wasn't happening. We're getting some people in now.
Hi, Laura.
Hello, hello. I love it. Cleek and Winter's mom. That's the best Zoom name.
Yeah.
Just put your kiddos there. That's how I save people in my phone. It's like, you know, Andrew, so-and-so's dad.
Yep. I think Mike is in my phone as Mike Soccer.
Yes, my name is Elaine.
Elaine.
Elaine, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us.
I tried to come to the open house, but my car went bad, but thankfully it's fixed now, so back up and running.
Oh, car stuff is just like some of the most stressful stuff that
Yes.
can happen.
Oh, he's coming in the door right now. Khalid. Oh, hi, Khalid. I'm on a meeting with your teachers or your school. So I don't know which teacher, but
That's Winter's
Hi.
teacher.
oh,
Hi, Salik, it's Jess.
Jess.
I don't know if I,
Say hi, Khalid.
hi, I can't. I don't remember you
I'm way
guys.
over to the side.
Huh?
I'm
She's
way
over-
over on the side.
Oh, there.
See?
Oh,
Pretty cool,
okay.
huh?
Yeah, they have a
Love
nice parent meeting where the parents can come and talk and listen. Yes, it's nice to be on here. I work full time in the medical field, so it's good to be able to stop in.
Oh,
Well, I'm glad you were able to join us.
Oh,
We're hoping, for everyone who's here right now, we're hoping to come up with like a regular meeting time, like the second Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday or whatever of the month at a certain time. So if you can think like, you know what, the 7 o'clock is really great, but I'd rather have it be on a different night, or I'd rather have it be right after school, or split the difference and pick like 6 p.m. Like that is all wonderful, helpful information to have. So we would love that feedback.
Perfect. I like the PMs, to be honest. The PMs work pretty good. I work early AM shift. The PMs work good for me. Whatever day, it doesn't matter. I'll just do my best to make it.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, my friends. So welcome. It's a little weird, like watching the screen and being in the room here. But welcome to Marcy Family Connections. My name is Claire Trolley. I am the chair. I use she, her pronouns. We are recording the Zoom session so that we can post it on the website for anyone who's unable to attend virtually or in person here. But we are hoping this setup can be helpful for people who want to attend in person or want to attend virtually, and we can kind of meet as many needs as possible. We're still figuring out different things like childcare and snacks and interpreters and time and date. So we'll hopefully kind of figure that out sooner rather than later. Let us start with doing introductions, and let's actually start with the folks online first tonight, and then we'll go to the folks in person here. So Emmy, do you want to start us off? If you want to say your name, pronouns, and how you're connected with Marcy, like if you have kiddos at the school. I have a second grader and 2 future Marcys, Marlins.
Yeah, I'm Emmy Higgs Matzner. I use she, her, and my daughter Lily is in 1st grade, and my younger one just turned 4, so not yet at Marcy.
And then Emmy, do you want to pick someone online to go next? We'll popcorn that.
Sure, Elaine.
Hi, I'm Elaine. I'm Khalik and Winter's mother. Khalik is in the 4th grade. Winter is in the 3rd grade. I have a precious little 4-year-old named Jarius who goes to a daycare in Minneapolis, work in the medical field. They're new to Marcy. My children went to another school for some years, but we were ready as a family for a change. And I believe this is a healthy change for us. So yeah, we're just, I'm enjoying, them going to school and life and everything. Thank you for all the help.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Justin says I'm on Zoom on my phone, getting an error that says the host is not allowing participants to unmute their own lines.
Oh.
We will work on that, Justin. Sorry. Abra, do you want to go?
Sure, and it appears to allow me to unmute, so meh. Hi, I'm Abra, and I have a third grader, Thea Staffen Weeby. My older kid just graduated out of Marcy, so we're working on that transition. So now I only have the third grader, but yeah, so that's good. She's doing good. We have finally gotten her on the bus to and from school. The whole busing situation is a thing, but that's great. And everything is going pretty good as far as I can tell. And I'll popcorn to Hoa. Sorry if I mispronounced.
Hi, I'm Wa, and I have Emily in second grade and Morgan in kindergarten. My husband Justin White is also he's on the mobile phone. Didn't want to come over here on the camera. So we are a new family to Marcy. Like Elaine, we transferred Emily from a different school. We felt like we needed a different change and felt Marcy meet what we needed for that change. And so we're excited to start it with Marcy and continue on with it. And thank you for the warm welcome.
And I'm Justin. I was eating, that's why I'm not on camera.
Welcome, glad to have you here.
Welcome. Thanks. Carrie.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I have a fourth grader, Wyatt, and a first grader, Walter, and we've been at Marcy since Wyatt was in kindergarten. So, hi. Let's see. I will go to Carly.
Hi, I'm Carly. I belong to Micah, who is in the 5th grade, and we have a Marcy alum, Silas, who is now a freshman at Edison, and I use she, her pronouns. And Laura, have you gone?
No, I think I'm Laura, and my son Leo is in 1st grade. It's his 2nd year at Marcy, and we're happy to be here.
Welcome, everybody. Okay, I think that's everybody online. Should we go around this way?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike. I have a 3rd grader, Emmett, in Sarah Moffat's class. And this is his 3rd year at Marcy now.
And I'm Suzanne. I use she, her pronouns. I have Laszlo here in high five, who's enjoying all the snacks. And Felix is a new kindergartner who are new to Marcy as well. We have a 4th grader as well at Scenic Heights in Minnetonka, who is also having a parent night tonight, so we're dividing and conquering.
Good evening. Zoom in the camera on the people.
Yeah. My name is Jessica. I use she, her pronouns. My daughter Olive is in kindergarten here. And I showed up tonight knowing nothing what family connection is, what our goal is. We're glad to know that kids are welcome if needed. So that is good to know, but we're excited to be here in part of Minneapolis.
Well, welcome.
School, so thank you.
We're so glad you're here. We'll talk more about what family connection.
I am Jess Driscoll. I'm the very proud assistant principal of Marcy School for the Arts. And this is my 1st year as an assistant principal at Marcy. I was here for half the year last year. So it's been great to get to continue at this amazing place and continue this work with you. I'm so glad to see so many people tonight.
I'll jump in front of the camera too.
Yes.
I'm Kate. I'm behind the computer here, but I use she, her pronouns, and I have 2 kiddos at Marcy. I have a 1st grader, Milo, and a 4th grader, Oliver.
Okay, well, wonderful. I'm so glad everybody could come tonight. So what are we, so Marcy Family Connections, we are kind of like the PTA, except we're actually a PTO. So not to like confuse anyone with the legalities of the difference there. But we're the parent caregiver group here at Marcy. And kind of our goal or our hope is to foster and create connection and community. We do some fundraising too to help support the school with different things. But we want everyone to join regardless of how you feel about fundraising. So please don't be like, oh, I don't want to deal with asking people for money. Great, then just come to the meetups and the fun times instead. Don't do anything with that. But we're really just trying to help foster and kind of create a community at Marcy that kind of shifted through the pandemic and then changing with the CDD and changing with other life events. So there's a lot of kind of new families and new faces and new people. And so we're just trying to create a community. So next month in the October meeting, we are going to be holding elections. So even if you have zero experience, you can join us. Well, anyone can join for any of the meetings. The meetings are open and public to all. But if you would like to be more involved and either be a parent rep or a co-chair, we will be voting for people to be involved that way. Kind of the idea is you kind of make it an attempt to attend every meeting if you're going to be a parent rep or officer, but certainly life events happen, right? With different meetings, even doing it virtually and in person. So don't feel like, oh, I can't do that because, I'm definitely not going to be able to attend, a March meeting, so I can't be a parent rep. That's not how it works. Everyone is welcome, but if you want to be more involved, we'll kind of do a more formal process at our next October meeting. And I was mentioning earlier, we're hoping to get kind of a regular meeting on the books. So if y'all can think like, what, Mondays are really good for me, or Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Thursdays, whatever day of the week. And like if there's a specific time of day too, like either right after school or later in the evening, like this at 7. We're hoping to find kind of a regular meeting time where it's like, the second Monday of every month at 7 p.m. or something. So it has not been set yet, but hopefully we'll either figure that out tonight or people will share their opinions and we'll announce it very shortly because I want to get something set. Wah says the second Thursday at 6 p.m. Love it. Love that detail, Wah. Thank you.
That's good.
Elaine also says that is also sounding good. Okay. All right, so just think about it. We'll get to that a little bit later, but I just kind of wanted to put it on everyone's radar, especially if, we all have kids, if anyone needs to pop out because kid stuff happens, you at least know that we're going to be talking about that later on. Okay, so I wanted a couple of our officers to just introduce themselves so everybody kind of knows who we are. Yep, Abra says sometime after 5. Make sure the kids get home safely first. Absolutely. So Abra, if you just wanted to introduce, when does site council meet again? Emmy, do we have another date set? I don't know that we do.
Nope, I'm waiting for Trinity Trinity and I will set a date for that. So I was kind of waiting till tonight to see what we came up with so that we could do something different for site council.
And what is site council?
So site council is more of the governing body of the school. Okay. It does like the different kind of like site improvement plan. It looks at the budget of the school. It doesn't like hire or fire, but like when we got a new principal last year, when we hired a new principal, site council was like part of the hiring committee. with the district. So it deals with kind of more of the governing aspect of the school, but they really do kind of go hand in hand and have a lot of common goals. And I guess site council is also open to everyone. So you don't have to, you know, be an officer or anything like that.
Okay, but typically involves more staff from the school.
Okay.
Site council. Not more than parents, but more than are here.
Sure.
So
Yes,
So-
Abra.
it seems like there has been a decision made to separate site council from family connections to make sure they're not like overlapping meeting dates, that kind of thing, to keep them separate. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. They will be on separate days. But site council has not yet kind of decided on a regular thing. So, hey, first come, first serve, get the choice time, I guess.
So for newcomers, it used to be a site council and then family connections meeting were like back to back. And that caused some confusion about what the different responsibilities were for those two groups. And so they've pulled them apart now as two separate meetings, and you are in the family meeting. So yay, families.
Thank you for that history. Abra, do you want to just introduce yourself and let people know who you are?
Hi, so yes, introductions. I am Abra Staffen Weeby. My daughter is in the 3rd grade now. Good Lord, how is it possible that she's that old? And I am the secretary, which means I'm the one who takes the notes. So if you have any particular addresses or details you wanted noted, make sure you put them in the chat so that I can capture them properly for future reference. But mostly I'm the note taker, and I have a child in 3rd grade, and I'm just hoping that everything smooths out and calms down, because it's been a ride for the last couple of years. Yeah. And I'll popcorn to Carrie.
I think Kate, well, actually, if Kate can introduce herself as the treasurer.
We've done general introductions, yes. Okay. So I'm Kate, as I said before. I'm the treasurer this year, which basically means that we have an accountant that makes sure all of our bookkeeping is in order. I work with her, and I work with Trinity and Jess to make sure that we are supporting the school and the school community with funds in the ways that are helpful. And I help set the budget at the beginning of the year, which we can share more about in October, what the currently approved budget is for this year. And yeah, it can kind of be your go-to for questions about fundraising aspects of family connections. And on the topic of fundraising opportunities with parent connections, last year, with the great wisdom of Abra, we started for the first time ever a bake sale that was held on election day, because Marcy has been a polling site. So there's a lot of non-Marcy folks coming to the school that we don't usually get the opportunity to connect with. So we got some baked goods from our families and volunteers, and set up a table outside the polling booth and sold a bunch of baked goods to all the people that were waiting in line to cast their ballots. So we made like, I don't know, $1,200, I think, a pretty decent amount of money for a bake sale without too much work. So I think we're going to do that again this year, because it was pretty low investment and pretty easy to do, and we made a good amount of money. So have that on your radar. November 8th is election day. We'll be sending out opportunities to sign up to bring something, sign up to sit at the table, make signs, whatever it is. So that will be kind of like our kickoff fundraising event. Yes, we can have home goods as long as they are labeled for dietary restrictions.
So like, you know, if they have peanut butter or milk or wheat or whatever.
Yep. But yeah, we'll put all that in like a document and send out like the details of what the restrictions are, and like they need to be, I think, individually packaged and stuff, but yes.
Yeah. Maybe we can do that in like the Friday folders or something once we get closer.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
And it was also, I'll just say, it was also really fun last year. Like a ton of people that come to the polling place are folks that like were really invested in Marcy and have lived in the neighborhood. So it was like people coming saying, oh, my grandkids go here and my kids went here and I went here 20 years ago. And it was really cute. So it was a good way to connect with the community. Hi, Wyatt.
Well, or even people too who like don't necessarily have a connection to Marcy other than living in the neighborhood and being like, oh, our neighborhood school, you know, so that was kind of fun. Plus you get to sit with people.
We have more support than we think we have, basically. Like there's a lot of like mild, like, yay, we're happy we have a school. That makes us feel happy support that we never actually tap into. But in the election thing, we can actually tap into it a little bit. But there's people who support us, even if they don't know exactly how to directly connect.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaliyah is our new family community liaison this year, and unfortunately they had a last minute thing that made it so they couldn't come tonight. Because I was gonna have Aaliyah introduce themselves so that you could all put kind of a face to a name, or know that we have a new family community liaison. So hopefully at the next meeting in October, if you have not met Aaliyah, you'll meet Aaliyah there, or potentially at site council or just around the school. But Aaliyah is kind of the point person. Like if you're going to be volunteering on a field trip or a classroom, or you want to share something with the school, like, hey, you know what, I am a poet and would love to do a poetry thing. Aaliyah is your person, your contact person. Abra, in the agenda, I put Aaliyah's name. It's Aliya. So that is Aaliyah. I also wanted to, we have been kind of talking and skirting around and talking about like, hey, what are the best practices, kind of fiscally speaking, for kind of being the best stewards of the money and the funds we have? Like, does it make the most sense to keep having Zoom as opposed to Google Meet, or what bank we're at, or whatever the case may be? And so if you are interested in kind of doing a subcommittee kind of outside of these meetings to figure out the best way to kind of handle some of those financial things, if you could send me an email and let me know, we'll get a list together.
I'm just writing.
Yeah. Yes, we're getting Aaliyah's email in the chat right now, and then Kate will also put my email in the chat too. So first is Aaliyah's email. Yeah.
Here's just
Claire Trolley at Gmail.
like that.
Yep. Or if you have any other questions or concerns or comments or suggestions, you can always email me. Okay. So there are kind of two main things that I wanted to talk about tonight. And that is, when do we want to meet this year? And then Jess also wanted to share some ideas and a proposal with everyone.
Yes.
Let's see. So I think we, in the chat, Wah had said, how about Thursday at 6 p.m., the second Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. And Elaine had said, yes, that works. Emmy says 7 p.m. is best on our end. What are we thinking, like, days of the week? Is Thursday a good day? Would another day be better?
Thursday works well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thursday works.
I like Thursdays too, because it can be a day to remind. Any day and evening hours is good. Abra also says 7 PM is better than 6.
Does 7 work for people that said 6 originally, or is that a no-go?
7 works for me. This is Elaine. Yes.
Okay.
Any day and evening hours is good for Carrie.
We can start trying.
Yeah, let's
7
say
on
that we'll
Thursdays.
do the second Thursday of the month at 7 PM.
Let's see how it goes.
Are they usually about an hour long?
Mhm.
Okay.
The question was, are these meetings usually an hour long? And the answer is yes. Although hopefully, I'm hoping, full disclosure, I just had my COVID booster shot. I'm not feeling great. I'm hoping we can get out of here a little bit early tonight.
I feel that.
Do that.
But yeah, usually about a meeting, an hour long. Need to update the website to reflect.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Betty says Thursday at 7 works for her. Yeah, and that was something I wanted to talk to you too about, Jess, is just the website in
Yes.
general.
We have a new person running the website this year, so
Oh, okay.
we'll
okay,
make sure
well,
that we get the information that is needed and get that up. Yes.
Because we also put meeting minutes and the recordings on the website too for anybody. So everybody knows here, like if you're ever not able to attend a meeting, but you are like super invested and you really want to spend an hour of your precious free time watching one of these meetings, you can. You can, although I might suggest She-Hulk instead, but that is completely up to you.
She-Hulk
right.
is awesome. Also, I'm going to try to get any action items like at the front, at the top of the meeting minutes for the time, so that somebody can just click in, see in a couple of minutes what the action items are, and then if they want to proceed from there.
That is an excellent thing, Abra. Thank you.
Before you turn it over to Jess, do you want to give folks an idea of like things Family Connection has done in the past?
Yeah, so in the past, so full disclosure, my kids started at Marcy while we were still doing distance learning. And the first 2 years hasn't been a lot of parental family involvement at the school. But from my spouse is also the band teacher here at Marcy. So I'm kind of peripherally aware of other things. In the past, we've done a fall family fun fest. I think that it might be fun if we can potentially maybe plan something for later. It might be too tight. Maybe we can plan a spring
Winter.
something, but just to kind of get everybody together and be able to see faces and be with one another. Over the summer, we did the playground meetups. And I know there was questions earlier about, hey, can we do those again? And I think that we absolutely can do like 1 or 2 this fall, maybe like right after school one day, just at the Marcy playground at the school. I know that's a little bit tricky if your kids are riding the bus. But maybe we could do one like right after school one day and like one Saturday morning at some point too. Yes, Carly, my spouse is Andrew Trolley. He's the band teacher here at Marcy and at North. Go Pullers.
We've had
So
people come speak on topics
Yes.
at meetings.
yes. I'm also this summer we also connected with some of the PTOs, PTAs in the northeast kind of quadrant of the city, from Pratt up to Waite Park over to Sheridan, and Pillsbury and Webster. So I think that it might be fun to potentially do something with other schools too, maybe Bethune as the other elementary arts magnet. I think that would be really great to do some sort of joint something with them. But we are also very much open. We've also had school board members come and talk. We had last spring, we also had parents from Franklin and Northeast Middle School come talk when it was kind of the planning session for where you're gonna send your fifth grader to middle school next year. But we're also very open to suggestions. If you're like, you know what, I would love to learn more about this or hear from this person, please let us know. We'll see if we can make it work.
And often either Jess or Trinity will be at these meetings, correct?
I will be.
Okay.
Yep,
To
yep.
provide the
Jess
administrative.
Jess is our person.
Yes, I
this
am.
year.
I get to be the connection to family
Perfect.
connections. So,
Love it.
yes.
Yeah. Anything else that you wanted to, what? Yeah,
Great, wonderful.
okay.
Go,
Jess.
Claire.
Well, I am really excited about this, and you provided a pretty amazing segue, Claire, about the connecting with families. One of the biggest goals for us this year, because we know that we've had so much time away from each other, and we know how important it is to bring us back together. We would love to start some sort of project where we focus on representation in the arts and really make it something for our families to participate in. So when you were talking about something in the fall, one of the things that we were talking about was, from September 15th to October 15th is Latinx Heritage Month. And so we would love to have something like, we started to do some research, some live music, a performance here that could be in the evening for our families and students to participate in, and even welcoming the community to join us. But different things like that would be fantastic. One of the obstacles, of course, and what we know about artists is that they're often asked to perform, if you will, and then we not necessarily always compensated. So we know that
We don't agree about unpaid labor. We all do enough as parents.
Yeah.
We don't agree with unpaid labor.
right. So we know that we want to honor and appreciate them monetarily with by paying people to come and do those things. But we thought it would be really great to have it align with some of our really important cultural pieces. So like with our Latinx Heritage Month, and also to dive into some different forms of art. We, looking into November, we have our American Indian Awareness Month. And so we thought that there would be a possibility of bringing in some, drummers or some dances. And so we thought that maybe looking at a year-long calendar, which might be something that a subcommittee could do, and start planning how we could incorporate our, some representation, the arts, and using that to kind of bring us together as a Marcy community and family.
Okay, so I'm hearing great stuff. I'm hearing generalities still, but so if we're looking for things like bringing in the Aztec dancers, there are a few specific groups in the Twin Cities who do Aztec dancing. If we're bringing in, say, food trucks that are themed to a particular cultural background, or if we are bringing in artisans or other performers, I think right now we're talking about the importance of them being paid, but what we need to do is literally have a pay sheet. We need to be very clear up front. Yes, you'll be paid. This is the pay rate, or this is the expected benefit for you. And that way we can reach out to them ahead of time and say, hey, we're literally paying you $30 an hour, $50 an hour, or we are expecting that you'll be able to make this off of your sales. But we're right now, it feels nice to say you should be paid, but it's better to be able to say, here is the sheet with your rates, with what we are going to pay you literally right here, right now. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yes.
We're nodding here. We are in agreement. And yes, I think, yes.
Yeah. And I think it depends, right? Like when we think about, the potential of having, if we had a 12-piece band that might run a little bit more that, I don't know. So just thinking about what our opportunities might be and how we want to approach that. It was an idea that came up with Hannah, our arts magnet coordinator, and I were kind of mulling things through and thought this would be a great space to bring it to kind of think through those logistics and all of that stuff.
Well, and I know the school and the district have some money for arts programming, and I know that we have some money set aside in our budget for kind of art specific stuff too. So I suppose it would probably also kind of depend, where exactly and how the money is being provided.
Yeah, and to look at, what do we have that we could put towards an initiative like that? Yeah.
But an actual, like stating exactly what you're offering per group or per individual performer, depending on how it's divided, is going to make a huge difference in the reach that this kind of call is going to have. Because like, I know a lot of artists and individuals, and if you put that stuff up front, you are light years ahead of a lot of places that are just like, you will make some money, perhaps, maybe, we'll see. If you have it up front, you are ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing, Ambra, from you is saying, hey, when you reach out to the brass quintet or this, visual artist or whomever, and you say, hey, would you be available this date at these times at this school? Here is what we're able to pay you. That is what you're suggesting that we do, correct?
Yes. Be very clear.
Yes.
And I think a big part of that is just knowing, what financially we have to work with.
Yeah. Yes, Emmy.
I love this idea. I had on my list of things to discuss tonight, heritage months and how to honor and celebrate them. So I'm glad this is something that's already in the works. I think would be huge to not only have these types of performances, but also tap into and engage the families that we have. We have families from so many different cultural backgrounds, and it's such a rich opportunity for families to share their own traditions. So I'd love to see a piece that includes, I don't know what that would look like yet, but whether that be food or some type of activity or other traditions that the students and families can share, I think would be neat as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you're interested in helping plan that, can you put your email in the chat? Yes. Carly, we have reached out to Parkway Pizza and we are on the list. What is it? The first Monday?
Not, is it? Yeah, so we were not on the original list. This has been a running point of contention with Parkway Pizza, as they don't think we're a Northeast school for some reason, but I finally convinced them that we are actually a Northeast, in the Northeast area, that there are many families close to their Northeast location of Parkway Pizza. So they did add us to the fundraising, their school fundraising calendar, in which it's what did I tell you, 5% of the proceeds?
I think so.
I can't remember. The one that we just got did not have Marcy listed on there. And we order from them every week. So instead of ordering online, I'm gonna call and just be like,
okay,
school, we order every week. We go to Marcy. We'd love it. We would for sure order on that day.
Let me look up what day.
That's like an ongoing thing.
It's through the school year.
Yeah.
We made decent money. I used to work at Pillsbury and we had a Parkway Pizza night. We also had, another restaurant.
Katrina's had a Northeast middle school night.
Yes.
I'm all for ordering the food. So
First Wednesdays of the month is gonna be our date.
first Wednesday.
First Wednesday first Wednesday of the month. I think, yes, I think it is just the Northeast Parkway.
Okay.
On
Add it to
Johnson.
the calendar to order every Wednesday.
And I believe
So-
it's 5% of like all their orders that evening.
Mhm.
You don't have to like have a special code that says I'm
Yes.
ordering for Marcy. It's just like,
You told me
yes.
5% of the profits from all the orders in the Northeast location that day. But yes, that's an awesome way to fundraise, where it doesn't kind of feel like we're always asking the same group of people.
Mhm.
Plus, I don't know about you all, but we definitely got takeout tonight because life.
Mhm.
We did too.
Are we gonna next Wednesday then?
Starting in October.
Yes.
Oh, October, thank you.
First Wednesday of the month, starting in October.
Do we have a fall fundraiser?
Just the election bake sale.
Okay,
Is
so no
open.
like mum sale or anything like that. Some people do the garden sale.
Do you want to come up with something, Abra? Are you volunteering yourself to come up with that?
It's probably too late for this year, but I'm seeing a lot of, so my older child is going to a different school that is very well funded because it's in South Minneapolis. So I'm seeing different fundraisers. And one of the ones I'm seeing a lot is the like fall mum sale, which is the thing that we theoretically could do in the future. Probably too late to organize it now, but Bachman's at least usually does a special deal for schools to try and order through that.
Well, and we've also talked about doing a spring plant sale in the past, and we have done that in the past, and we sort of tried to do it last year and then didn't really happen.
COVID was hard.
So, that might be, maybe like a spring plant sale or wreaths.
Love the idea of a spring plant sale.
You should do a pumpkin sale.
Pumpkin
Yeah, that's more time.
Short term, we would have to organize that all in like 3 weeks.
Yep.
Can I ask a question too, with fundraisers, like, what has traditionally, at Marcy, what has fundraising, what have those funds been put towards?
Yeah.
So a lot of the funds are put towards teachers and their needs in their classrooms.
And how do teachers go about doing that?
So we set aside a specific dollar amount. And we can kind of talk about more kind of logistics offline too, but it's a specific dollar amount for each student in their classroom. And then there's kind of a pot for specialists to say, hey, I could use funds for such and such and such.
Got
And
it.
then we approve it. Or not. I
And also,
suppose.
yeah, and then also small amounts of, so the classroom funds that every teacher gets depending on how many kids in their class. There's usually been like a principal's fund of a couple $1,000s. The social worker would get some funds.
Family liaison has some
Yeah,
funds to do
volunteer
things.
appreciation, teacher appreciation, like just small
Yep.
amounts for all those pieces.
And field trips. That was another big one, sending the fifth graders to Wolf Ridge.
Yeah, we'll have to talk
Which
about
we canceled, which was canceled last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it. And the
Yeah.
year before.
yeah,
It hasn't happened. Wow.
yeah.
But yes,
Very good.
I'll send you the budget. That's what that shows like.
Yeah.
So if people think of ideas in the meantime, interim meetings, how do you share those? Who do you share them with? You
Me.
directly.
Yes, you
Okay.
can send me an email. You can also, if you're on Facebook, you can post on the private Marcy, okay. Yeah, so you can send me an email, you can connect with Jess or Aaliyah.
Oh, good call. Oh, yes, you can certainly connect with me. And then maybe that would be a good thing, like, as far as if we want to get something on the agenda, should we email you by a certain
Yeah, but even if it's just like other ideas, like, hey, I know, you know, Pride Month is coming up or Black History Month is coming up and I have a connection with such and such group to do something. Like, you know, that's not necessarily like an agenda item that you want to
Yeah.
wait for. You can definitely, we've had lots of changes in the past year, and so we're still figuring out all the structures in place.
I think
Or how
everyone
these
can
different
understand
things.
that. I appreciate that.
So, we don't really, so if it sounds like we don't really have an idea, we don't really have an idea.
We are all in the same boat.
But for now, you can just send me an email and I'll get you my email.
Okay.
But where,
I can find you.
what is that email and can we find it on the website so that for people who maybe didn't come to this meeting and want to send something important or ask a question, how do they contact us?
Can we change it? One of the big things right now that we're working through is that we are not Marcy open. So, yeah,
Just keep this one in the
we are like called
posterity.
so many different things in so many different places. So we're just trying to streamline that because we know that we get, you know, things a lot, even from the district saying Marcy open.
Yep.
We're like, remember,
Which was our name of
So
2 years ago.
that's great to hear because as a new parent, so, oh, we go to Marcy Arts, Marcy, or Mercy, or Marcy Open.
Yeah.
What is it? Just
Right.
Marcy?
What is the
Marcy
name?
Arts Magnet.
Marcy School for the Arts
School for
is
the
our
Arts.
official name.
Marcy. Are there?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So Abra, we will work on getting it on the website. Because on the Marcy School for the Arts website, there is a tab under families for both site council and family connections, but it has not been updated. But that can be something that we use to update and make sure there's another email there too.
There is a tab, it has a contact form. I have no idea where those messages are being sent. Because it's whatever they filled in when they created the web page.
On the family. Oh, I bet that goes to admin. Like down at the bottom under contact. And contact us, yeah, that definitely does not go to us.
It would be nice to have it clear about who messages are going to and maybe to have an actual email address. And admittedly, putting an actual email address will lead to a lot of spam. Like that's not a minor thing. It's going to be a pain in the butt. But
I know I saw if you go into the family tabs and go under like either site council meetings, there is email addresses to contact the person. Also, when I was looking up information for the family connections, it does like have the email address, which is the Marcy Open PC at Gmail. So that's the email address to use, but it doesn't have specific person's email for the family connections. And then on the Facebook page, I think it still has Marcy Open or Marcy Magnet Art School or something like that.
Yeah.
Goodness.
so I'm going to make a simple resolution that whenever we have contact information out, we should put a date beside it saying as of, September 2022, this is the email you should use, because it sounds like there's a lot of stuff just kind of floating around from who knows when. So putting a date on it might help to be clear about what actually is working and what will.
And I think like if we put a note to say for people, if they use the main school's website contact, that in the subject line, just put parent connection so that admin knows where to forward that to.
Yeah, well, I know sometimes we also get like non-family connection emails sent to us too. But
I think that the subject line would be the key thing for people to know, is that if they're using the general contact from the school's page, that if they are needing to know about site council or family connections, to put that in the subject line.
I think we could update this quite a bit. We
Yep.
can work on that.
Yep. And Emmy is wondering if you have a few minutes at the end, could you give us an update about the last few weeks with successes and challenges?
Yeah. Of course.
Is it the last few minutes right now?
I'm all done. I don't have anything else.
I have just a random quick
Yeah.
question. Some of our information is wrong on the parent portal. Who
Yes.
can I contact to get like name or phone number corrected?
Email or call Phyllis, the secretary.
Oh,
at
okay.
Marcy.
I can do that.
She helped.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because there's no way you can actually do it otherwise.
No, I searched or I
Yeah.
click, tried.
It took me 2 years to get that information actually updated and correct. Yep, so contact Phyllis.
Thank you.
Two quick, really boring things.
Oh, okay, Mike has 2 quick boring things.
All right.
Woohoo!
We sort of just informally chatted about the banking that we use. Interest rates are going way up.
Mhm.
The bank that we use, the Union Bank right down there, we get like a point, I think it's like 1/5 of 1% interest. We could do better than that. We got like 100 grand or something in that bank. If we even earned 1%, we'd be making $1,000 for nothing, for just leaving the money sitting in the bank. So I think we should explore some other options.
Yep.
For business rates, they're never as good as personal rates, but I found a bunch that will pay at least 1% interest.
Yes,
So that's something we should look into.
yes.
And is it just straight business rates, or do they consider the nonprofit status? And
I don't know, some do, some don't.
Yeah.
But most don't care.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, either you're an individual or you're. a
Right.
business.
An entity.
Yeah, you're an entity of some sort.
Okay.
And then the other thing I wanted to bring up is I'd like to get some sort of accounting of the Labyrinth project. I don't want to get into it too much, but they are not a distinct legal entity. They're registered under Marcy Family Connections with the Attorney General's office.
I didn't know that.
I feel like we have some duty to at least make sure that's all in order. In fact, I don't feel like we have a duty, we have a fiduciary duty
Yes.
to make sure that's all in order.
Yes,
Right.
So I'd like to do that.
I didn't realize they were part of this.
I didn't either. I was just
No.
looking like what they are and how they're organized, and they're actually sort of organized within Family Connections.
Mike,
So-
maybe
No.
you and I spend some time. on
Yeah.
those things.
There was a person on the Facebook who was inquiring about a Labyrinth brick that they had paid for and not received, and they were looking for a refund or some kind of customer service issue, and they had no idea who to contact. So that's something that we should probably look into if we
Yeah,
are technically
well,
linked.
I think Mike gave the Labyrinth person her contact information.
Yep, I posted both her email addresses, so. yeah.
We want to stay with the Labyrinth is.
There's a labyrinth out by the playground that existed. And then when there was a big like physical building remodel, it was taken apart and re-put in. And this was kind of during COVID, and there was a rededication last spring. But in the past, different people or families have paid for bricks or benches as kind of a remembrance fondly of their time at Marcy.
There's a whole section on it. Excuse me, on the Marcy
Website,
website. Mhm.
the Path to Peace project.
According to the person that heads up that project, she spoke to the Northeastern newspaper. There's an article a few years ago, but she's raised around $600,000. According to
nice.
her.
But she was counting like what she would have raised what she would have had to pay for the things she had to raise.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, That wasn't clear in the article.
No.
But yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, interesting.
And the kids do like the labyrinth, like it is a thing that they use as a labyrinth, but lines of control and lines of it's not so clear.
Where does the money go? I don't know why I'm just typing in here. Where does the money go? That is not completely clear to us, Carly. In the past, if people wanted to have a brick with their name on it in the labyrinth, then you would pay for that brick, and then this woman, Jackie, would order the brick and then it would be installed. She said that there is ongoing plans to like have more art pieces installed, but it's unclear to me like what the process is to decide what those plans are. And Jackie is a former Marcy student of many years ago. Her children went here. She lives in the neighborhood. So she is an alum and a former parent of kiddos that went here, but doesn't regularly come to these meetings. So there's a bit of a
So it seems like she's collecting money under the Marcy name that's not necessarily going back to Marcy.
Not going to Marcy. We don't have control.
I think that's something that people should know, because I've considered buying a brick, and to know that I'm gonna spend $100 on a brick, and then Marcy's not gonna get any of that money.
Yeah.
I would rather just give Marcy $100.
Yeah.
Like, I think that we need to make that clear to people that Marcy's not seeing any of this money. And if she's doing this under. So
Yeah.
I work with a nonprofit, and if she's doing this under the Marcy nonprofit account, then we should have a contract with her where she pays us a fee for being able to use that nonprofit status.
Okay, we will, it's been, what she explained at the open house was that the funds from the brick sales are used to maintain the labyrinth. Correct. I don't know what that means though, to maintain the labyrinth. We will, some of us will reach out to Jackie and confirm that we need to have more clarity and come up with a plan and report back to you. Claire and I will commit to that.
If she's made as much money as in the Northeast Journal, then that's, I mean, think of what that could do for the teachers and the kids at Marcy.
I think Kate might be right that it was an exaggeration, but that's the quote from her. So,
I will say that their bank account is tied to our bank account. It's like a separate, a separate piece, but when I log into our bank account as the treasurer, I can see their tally, and they do not have $600,000 sitting there. They have about 1,500. So it's not like $250,000 sitting there that we can't access. So I will say that like there's a very small amount of money there.
It sounds like it's more of an issue of we need to draw a clear set of procedures for what to do and how to advertise it and where it goes and who sees it.
Yeah.
Boundaries and expectations. So important to have, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so second Thursday of every month at 7 p.m. We'll continue to do it virtual and in person until we can't or something else comes up. We have emails of people who are interested in connecting with coming up with kind of like a cultural experience monthly event that would happen with the school community. And we're also going to be doing some money stuff too on the side, figuring out and coordinating.
So for the in-person part of that, are you making clear that is translation available? Is childcare available? What is transportation available? Those are the three key things.
Yes, we have a whole list of things that we need to figure out procedurally, how Family Connections is gonna work at Marcy now, and those are all on the list. So we will be meeting before the October meeting to hopefully figure out as many of those things as possible and then to communicate it with the greater school community.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say that food is a big thing. 7 o'clock is around the dinner hour. And even if we don't have any money, a potluck, everybody brings food and eats, has in the past, pre-pandemic, so who knows now, right? Been a useful tool.
And I did bring snacks tonight for the people who are in here and in person. But yes, that can certainly be something to also figure out if that's something we can do or not. All right, any other things? Emmy put in, there's of course the school board race that is coming up. That is 1, 3, and 5. So like the eastern half of the city have candidates up for election plus 2 citywide seats. So everybody has at least 2 people they're voting for. And there's going to be a forum Monday, October 3rd from 6 to 7:30 at Sullivan.
Where's Sullivan?
Sullivan is in southeast. It also shares Anishinaabe and Sullivan share the same building.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you know where Anishinaabe is.
Yeah.
We chose a District 5 school because that's the only contested race of the district ones. There'll be more promo coming.
Perfect. Are we ready for a couple of successes?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I like-
Let us end the meeting with successes. 8 o'clock, 8:04.
Yes, well, one of our really cool successes is that as a staff, we recently looked at breathing new life into our Marcy Pride acronym, which stands for peace. This is so funny because my acronym at Pillsbury was Pride as well. So I'm peace, respect, inclusion. It's integrity at Pillsbury. Inclusion, determination, and effort. We really wanted to breathe new life into it and also incorporate the arts. So the staff got together and we had this great conversation, and we have now, because we thought that there was a lot of similarity between the D and the E, determination and effort, we now have the E standing for expression. And we have the 5th graders right now. They are in their 2-week arts integration with our visual arts teacher, who's amazing, Adam. They are doing a big mural type piece that'll be throughout the school that will work to teach the Pride values to the younger students. So that's really cool. We're really working hard to get out of our walls and interact with one another. So that's a really cool thing. And also we are almost full in every single grade. And I know at this time last year, Marcy had to do some staff cuts because of the enrollment wasn't where it should have been. We are almost full in every single grade, which feels kind of crowded in some spaces, not gonna lie. But the good news is that we really get to build with that those groups of students in each classroom, starting from the beginning of the year. We don't have to cut any staff and look at programming changes. Where other schools are really facing quite a crunch. I should have started with challenges because now we have to, I'll put one more success on the end.
Make it a sandwich.
Challenges, oh my goodness, I'm sure you all know, transportation. It has been so difficult. We have, because we are a citywide magnet, we have busing all throughout the city, and we have 16 general education buses. That is a huge number of buses. So, and some of them are within the district, some of them are contracted out from another busing company. And it's been incredibly challenging for us. It's been incredibly challenging for families. The nights that we've been here where buses have been really, really late, and having conversations with parents in tears because they don't know where their little ones are. Those are really devastating, tough times. But we are improving. Today, I think what bus 7 was the last bus, and it was here by like 4:15. So we were all just like, when we heard on the walkie bus 7 was here, we were like, what? So that's improving. And then, I think just, it's funny because we talked a lot about SEL at the beginning when we had
Social emotional learning.
Social, thank you. I know Minneapolis is just acronym heavy. So we talk a lot about social emotional learning, and the fact that like our 5th graders, the last uninterrupted school year they had was when they were 1st graders. So we really need to support our students with their social emotional learning, with interpersonal skills, with community building. And we are seeing that that we really need to take the time to do that work. So we had our staff meeting just yesterday where we really dug into looking at second step, which is our social emotional learning curriculum. We got to learn about some new resources to support that, and staff is really excited and on board to engage in that work. So.
And can you say the acronym one more time? The PRIDE acronym.
Oh, PRIDE acronym. Peace, respect, inclusion, determination, and expression.
Woohoo.
Yeah. So it's great. I mean, it's been busy with you've got a new admin team, and so we're really working hard to make sure that that we're up to speed on everything. And but we are really thrilled with how things are going here. And we've had visitors from we had our superintendent visit yesterday.
Oh,
she was very impressed as well. She loved what she was seeing and loved the energy around the building. So yeah,
love it.
It's been great.
Awesome.
And I get to do recess with kindergarten every day. So Olive, that's the highlight of my day. That's my success. So thank you all for joining. It's been great to have this time to talk and get planning for families and students.
It looks like WA had one final question to end the night. How do students recognize or get recognized for exhibiting Marcy Pride?
Great question. We are establishing a task force within our staff that their responsibility, they're going to be charged with how do we breathe that life into Marcy Pride. So they are going to be looking at things like assemblies and recognition. And we're really involving the 5th graders in this launch of their arts integration project and helping think those things through, because we know that we need to support them in developing their leadership skills. We really want to elevate them to be our school leaders. And so that was a big priority for us to engage them in those conversations as well. So we will definitely be communicating as we go, because it is a work in progress. But I think it's the great progress that we see with staff collaborating in an integration project with students, and kind of the what can come out of that. I think it's going to be really exciting.
So you've set certain communication benchmarks. Are there dates that you expect to communicate for that?
I don't have any right now. Currently, we're meeting with ILT again. Well, unfortunately, we were planning to meet with ILT, which is Instructional Leadership Team. On Tuesday, we have classroom teachers now who will be that morning at a math PD for our new math curriculum, which is another success. Thanks for helping deliver all that. And so our ILT got pushed back, but we will be establishing that task force at that time, and it will be the task force's role to look at how we're going to roll this out.
So you will be able to update us at the next meeting about what the actual dates for this task force rollout look like?
Yes, and I'm not sure that we are, really focused on like hard, fast dates at this point, because it's kind of in the launching phase. We are in the integration project just started on Tuesday. So we're in day 3 of 10 days with the integration project with 5th grade. So as we work through that and have them as a part of the planning process, then we will know more of the trajectory of where we're going.
And that's awesome. I don't want to push. I'm just saying, personally, I find that having benchmarks to expect reports helps.
Expectations and communication, right? And boundaries. All right, my friends, thank you for sticking it out for an extra 13 minutes. Appreciate everyone coming in and seeing fabulous new faces. Kate, did you grab the emails from the people in the chat?
It gets saved, I think.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
all.
much.
Thank
Nice to meet you.
Take care. Thank you.